I won't mention them, but I have appeared in a case in one of the courts. I won't mention which court it is. It's a federal court where we're having problems with the judge. I'm sorry, with due respect, I don't think that the judge even has the time to read the files, understands what the arguments are.
The judge?
Listen, any judge that wants to do his job would have read the file of any matter before the matter comes up that day in court. But you'll find a situation where you come to court and the judge asks you, yes, what was the matter about today?
But when these kind of things happen,
yes,
and practitioners see this,
yes,
who best to champion reforms in that sector, if not themselves?
That is the reason why petitions are sent to NJC regularly, and the NJC keeps looking at these petitions. Oh yes, and many judges who have fallen below the required standard have been sanctioned. We see that every day.
No, well, what about correcting this problem from the very base and not just symptoms from above?
I agree. Most of these things require constitutional amendments. And the National Assembly is not addressing those issues.
Has the other NBA or NJC sent a bill or sponsored or raised it with the
constitutional issues? The politicians, there are many of these changes you make or you want to make. The politicians won't accept it because it doesn't favor them. It does not favor them, and they will have difficulty doing it. Let me give you just one example. The separation of the Attorney General from the Minister of Justice. It was recommended by the National Reform Conference in 2004. Sorry, 2005. Was also recommended in the last one at 2014. Tell me what is stopping the National Assembly from effecting that change. Because if we separate those two bodies, most of these complaints we have about the judicial system or the administration of justice system will be reduced to the barest minimum. I'll tell you why.
Yes, please.
Now, prior to 1963, if you go and look at the 1963 Constitution of this country, you had the DPP. The DPP was fashioned along the lines of Britain. DPP has the absolute control. Public prosecution. Yes, over all prosecutions, investigations. The police reported to the DPP. The appointee was not a politician. You cannot put a politician in that job or somebody who is loyal or accountable to the governor or to the president.
Is that the problem we have now?
Well, you and I know that you have an Attorney General who is a politician or who is a hardcore party man. There are things you don't expect him to do.
So that will work against the justice system in this country?
Of course, it is working against it now. Now look at all the investigations. We've been talking about the Ikoyi money that was found.
Okay, let's talk about that when we come back from this break.
Right.
Don't go away. Welcome back. Let me steer this to this point where about institutions. Do we have them properly defined such that they can, at least to some extent or to a large extent, address the challenges we have in this country, just as we see in the US, for instance?
Well, the Constitution provides for those institutions like the police, the DSS, but you know, part of our problem is the workability of the Constitution, those who implement the constitutional provisions. Now, the IG of police is supposed to, I mean, they're all appointed by the president, just like in the US. But they're not beholden to the president in the US. We know the case of Comey. Currently, we're listening to that. Now, the issue, one major point that came up is, did the president demand loyalty from Jim Comey? And he said he didn't. Comey said he did. It's the major issue. The head of DSS or the head of EFCC or the police cannot be loyal to the president.
How can you relate that, for instance, to the call to arrest some of the people who made that statement that a certain part of people inhabiting the northern part of the country should leave to where they feel they will be more comfortable? How does that take away from the police if an announcement has to be made by a governor?
Well, it just tells you that the police IG is not doing his work. Because when a crime is committed or is alleged to have been committed, the IG of police will step in immediately. He does not require the order of the president or the order of a governor to do his job. It is only where the IG doesn't want to do his job that he then waits for instructions. Even with that, the example you just gave, who has been arrested? Nobody. Nobody has been arrested. Yet, I'm sorry to say, each time IPOB or MASOB even go out to have a peaceful protest, they are arrested, they are mowed down by police, by the army. It shouldn't be. Now this happened. Even the guys who made a statement have dared the police to arrest them, and nobody has been arrested. It does not show that the structure is working at all. So I think that rather than keep bashing the judiciary, there is need to do a thorough structural change or adjustment, not just the political aspect of it that we're talking about, in terms of all the other institutions. The DSS head or the EFCC head has no business going to consult the presidency on any matter. If we are following the US system, you see, one thing about us that when it suits us, we use US as an example. Oh, this is where it happens in the US. But we don't copy their good ones. Right. The ones that are working there, we don't want to copy. So we need to change all these things for things to work.
A fine place to anchor. Mr. Zigobi, a legal practitioner, thank you for coming on today. And that's the show as well. We thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Thanks for watching. I am Gimba Umar.
Thank you so much. I'm Maokwe Ogun.